Y'all know I love a great request video, and this one coming from my guy, Bensui Chandu. He asked if I can remake the L'Homme Ideal EDP fragrance video. And man, that video was a while back. I got people telling me the music's too loud, my head too big, lighting's too much, it's too dark, all kind of stuff. That video was a while back, and I've made a couple improvements since then. Let's see if I could give it another swing, but this time I want to compare it to L'Homme Ideal L'Intense. That one is one that you guys have been asking about and how it stacks up against how much I love L'Homme Ideal EDP. Well, hey man, stick around. Whole video this time, and let's find out. What is up, my fragrant people? Y'all come on in here. We about to get started. Please hit that like button on your way in. And yep, you can take your shoes off if you want to. Get comfortable. I'm not gonna be here too long, but long enough for you to get some of this fragrant medicine. We are going over two fragrances that I love today here, guys. That is a sneak peek. Yep, I love them both, but we're gonna go over these two fragrances, all right, in a little bit of detail, and I'm gonna give you my opinion on how I feel about them in detail, how I wear them, where I wear them, and what type of performance I can get out of it, so you can decide whether one of these is good for you or not. All right, first off, we're gonna get into the OG, all right? This fragrance came out in 2014. All right, this fragrance is about 10 years old now, and it gives you a sexy cherry almond vanilla fatale. Guys, if you've been around for any length of time, you know that I love this fragrance. It gives me a ton of compliments, but I think even more importantly, I like the way I feel and I like the way I smell when I'm wearing it. Let's start with the OG, baby. From the house of Guerlain, of course, it's L'Homme Ideal, the EDP. You guys already heard what I said. Sexy, cherries, almond, vanilla, fatale. So this one opens up with an almond and bergamot. That's what I get. When it begins to dry down a little bit, that opening combines with the mid. That's where the cherry and the vanilla kicks in. So beautiful combined with the almond, guys. It gives it a bitter sweetness, okay? When it dries down to the base, I get a pinch of leather, and then that tonka bean keeps the sweetness going from the cherry. Man, I believe that this fragrance is damn near masterpiece level. It is a good daily wear if you want to use it that way, but I don't. The way I use this one is, it's not a special occasion, but I use it in the fall and a lot of times in the winter, but mostly it is a fall fragrance for me because it gives enough sweetness to cut through a little bit of cooler air, but it also gives a nice freshness that you can expect in summer. So it's kind of that transitional fragrance. And with the sweetness here, some say it's too sweet, but for me it is just right, especially this one. Now, the original one, a lot of people ask, has it been reformulated? And I called Guerlain, y'all, and I talked to a salesperson at first. They were giving me the runaround. I got somebody else on the phone. Now, I don't know if this person worked in the perfumery part or what R&D or what, but I did have a conversation with them, and they did tell me that it was simply a bottle change. Now, would they admit to reformulating something? Probably not, because they're probably assuming I'm some crazy YouTuber and I'm about to spread the word that it's been reformulated and their sales just dropped. This one has already been discontinued. You can still find it in discounters supposedly, but yes, they did change the bottle. If you guys remember, the old bottle was had the brown cap and the brown outline. So a lot of people say it's not as strong as it used to be, but people say that about every single fragrance that I've ever come across. But this one, guys, I spray this one between 8, 10, 12 sprays. Now, that may seem a lot to a lot of you guys, but if you're gonna wear your fragrance and you're gonna wear this thing to where it actually kicks and it actually lasts a long time, hey man, get yourself a backup bottle. If you love it like I do, I have a backup bottle. Spray it as much as you want. You're only gonna use it 1 or 2 seasons. This is not a dead of summer season, especially for me. It gets too hot and too humid down here to wear this one. The performance I'm getting off of this one after all this time, I've been wearing this fragrance for years. This one is now getting me 8 to 10 hours solid. Now, could it be because this bottle has macerated? I don't know. The other bottle is unopened and it is staying temperature controlled and light controlled and is still in the box. That one may perform differently. I don't know. I've heard of batch variation, but this one, guys, 8 to 10 hours. I'm spraying between 8 and 12 sprays. Now, sometimes I can go wild, spray 15 sprays. This is heavy enough and sweet enough for me to where I don't want to be too sweet all day. All right. This one does enough on the sillage level to where you're going to get a lot of performance sillage wise. If you expect to buy a Guerlain and for it to project a billion feet in front of you, you probably have the wrong house, or at least you have the wrong line in the loams, guys. This one's just not gonna do that. Perfumers here were Delphine Jelk and Terry Wasser. The retail price on this one when it was out, I think was about $145. I had to order both of mine online. I got mine on a discounted website, so on discount, you could probably get this for about $100. Now, if we're talking about the gender line, this one right here, I believe it leans a touch masculine. Women can wear this. I believe that this would smell very good on a woman because of the note breakdown, but you have to get it on your skin because the performance is going to come off a little masculine. All right, guys, 4 years later, the baby brother comes up, the spicy baby brother that always wants to fight. You know, he has that opening with a little bit of spice in there. This boy came along and it kind of shook things up a little bit because it does go a little bit different route. This is L'Homme Idéal L'Intense. This one replaces the cherry with red pepper, all right, or chili pepper, however you want to call it. Now up top, you're not going to get the bergamot with the almond. You do get almond, but it has cardamom up top and it goes a different direction. They color the juice a little bit different, and also this one suffered another bottle change. So if you guys remember, some of my OG frag heads out there, y'all remember this used to be solid matte black. I think it was matte black, but it was the same color as the top. I actually like that bottle much better than I like this one. This is Terry Wasser by himself. He designed this one 4 years after L'Homme Idéal EDP. This thing comes off very elegant. When you first spray it on, you're going to get some spicy almond. All right, it's like a spicy almond, but it's not overly spicy. It's a little spice with the almond. In the heart, you're going to get the leather and labdanum. And in the bottom is where you're going to get a smoky note, along with some vanilla and sandalwood. And that's what I get. That's all I get. Now, there's more in the note breakdown that Guerlain has, but it features smoke, chili pepper, almond, and I would say vanilla. And in the absence of cherry, this one is a little bit more serious. This is going to be for my more dressed up brothers out there, all right? You're going to be wearing a little bit better clothes with this one. You're not going to have your play clothes on after school with this one, all right? Now, let's talk about the performance. The performance on this one is the exact same. This bottle that I have mine is a lot newer. I barely made a dent in this thing. I don't wear, most of my fragrances, I don't wear a ton of as far as how often I wear them. Great performance. It smells good. This one is lasting me 8 to 10 hours, guys. Once again, I just treated it the same way I treat L'Homme Idéal the EDP. 8 to 12 sprays. I hit my clothes maybe 3 times. The rest of the sprays, I'm hitting my skin, my abdomen, I'm hitting my chest, back of my neck, behind my ears, front of my neck, down my throat, abdomen. I'm hitting my clothes a couple times. So it ends up being about 8 sprays. This fragrance has lasted me 8 to 10 hours. The projection on this one I found is just like the L'Homme Idéal EDP when I first bought it. Projection only goes out like a little hair, like a little bit of blow. But I bet you, with given the DNA of Guerlain, this one's probably going to macerate, and that projection is probably going to get to be 3, 4, 5 feet, just like EDP. Now, it's hard to say on sillage, but I'm assuming this sillage is probably about 1 to 2 feet behind me, unless a wind is picking it up. This fragrance is not a monster by any means yet, all right? It may get to be that, but I don't think they designed it. And I don't think Guerlain designs many of their fragrances to be monsters. This is for a guy that really wants a well-made fragrance that is going to smell good for a nice price. The retail on this one, once again, is about $145. If you catch this at Guerlain's website, you can probably catch this one right now on discounters, probably for about $100. Now, the season that I'm wearing this one on, I believe that this is more of a spring and winter. Now, the reason I say that is because it doesn't have the extreme sweetness there. And so you can use this in spring, I believe a Texas spring that is. It will go well because it doesn't have that cherry. It doesn't have a lot of the heavy tonka bean. It has tonka bean here, but it doesn't seem to be as sweet as the L'Homme Idéal EDP. This is more for probably for an evening. I believe a winter evening would be perfect with that little bit of spice in there, a little bit of sweetness and that smoke. It just feels like a winter fragrance, but you can also wear it in the transitional season like spring because it doesn't give that heavy sweetness. It just smells good. It just smells refined. On the gender line, I believe that this one is much more masculine. This is going to be a man's fragrance. A woman could wear anything you want, ladies. If you guys want to wear this, you could. All right, you can spray this on a couple times. You're gonna smell good. But I do believe that this one is masculine. It has the vanilla in there, which kind of saves it. But with the smoke, touch of leather, chili pepper, and almond, you're gonna get a nice male fragrance. So guys, let's look at the comparison, okay? They both are almond-based fragrances from Guerlain. So you're talking about a smooth criminal fragrance. These are not projection monsters. Even if they've macerated for a long time, they're not built for that. The gender line on this one, you got one that's masculine and one that's unisex, can be used by a woman. But this one, masculine, this one definitely going to be more unisex with the cherry in there. Compliments on both of these. We look at who's going to be wearing these. How would you decide between these two? I believe that the L'Intense is going to be for my more serious brothers, all right? This is going to be for the guy that's probably dressed up a little bit. This is date night in the winter, maybe even fall. But this is date night in the winter and definitely date night in the spring. More dressed up a little bit. The L'Homme Ideal EDP is a little bit more playful, all right? Comes off a little bit sweeter. This is gonna be for a day date. This is gonna be a great fall and maybe even in the wintertime. If you're doing maybe a wintertime day date, I believe that it's a little bit more playful. You can dress this one all the way down. So you can see they both have their uses. So it's going to be hard. You have to choose on which one of these you would like to wear based on the situations that you find yourself in. So can I pick a winner here? That's a tough one, guys. And after so much thought and after so much wearing both of these fragrances, it's going to maybe kind of a decrescendo for you guys, but I would have to say that it's a tie. All right, I believe that these fragrances don't cross each other. I believe that they are equally very good. I believe that they're equal performance on my skin. Eventually they will both equal out. Once my L'Intense gets a little bit more, I believe that these guys both will serve their own purposes very well. But do you guys have both of these fragrances? Do you have one or the other? Which one do you prefer, guys? I want to know. And guys, please leave a comment down there no matter what it is. Just say what's up to your guy. Hey, hit that like button on your way out. And like I said, if this is your first time in the channel, hey man, consider subscribing. I love talking about fragrances. Follow me on Instagram at Soul Houston. Go check out my TikTok, same at Soul Houston, and I'm on Facebook as Kerry Wooten. I appreciate and I love all of you guys for stepping by and watching my video. Until next time, keep smelling good.